Hi everybody, Michelle here, and today we're going to be talking about 4 consequences that you can use with your disruptive student. Hey teacher friends, Michelle here. I'm a behavior strategist and I help teachers in schools learn how to manage their classrooms and student behaviors with less stress and less struggle. And so in today's video, we're talking all about how to come up with consequences for your challenging disruptive students. Coming up with consequences for your disruptive students can be a little tough because you want the consequences to be relevant, respectful, and effective. And so I'm going to share just 4 consequences with you that you can implement in your classroom tomorrow. Consequence number 1, time owed. All right, this is a favorite of mine. Number 1, because it's free, and if you use it correctly, it can be highly effective. Also, it can be used in multiple grade levels. So time owed is used when a student engages in this disruptive behavior, and then that time that they spent engaging in the behavior, the time that they wasted engaging in that behavior is now owed back to the class, or it's owed back to you. And so what you do is you take that time, you use a timer, and you let the student know, starting the timer. And this is not in a judgmental way. This is not in a harsh way. You're just informing the student. And then when they're finished, you let them know the time they owed. Later in the school day or the week, they now have to take that time and use it in a way that you decide. I usually decide to do it with reflection sheets or have them complete the assignment that they missed while they were being disruptive. I don't create a special area for them. I just have them remain at their desk while other students are doing different things during choice time. And choice time is something I've used with elementary and secondary classrooms. I've just called them different things that match the grade level. So during that choice time, the student would remain at their seat and they either complete the task or the assignment that they missed while they were being disruptive, or I have them complete a reflection sheet that we will review later in that block or the school day. Time owed works really well because you get to avoid the power struggle, and also it helps the students see the relationship between their behavior and the benefits that they can receive in their classroom. Consequence number 2 is cool down. So I have always made sure that I have a cool down area in my classroom. I actually don't call it cool down, I call it chill out area. And that's an area where the student can go when they're being very disruptive and they need a break from the classroom, but they remain within my room. Now, here is what has been the key for me with my chill out area, is that I teach it not as a punishment. So the way I teach it to my students is that it's not a punishment, but it is an opportunity to take a break. It is an opportunity to get themselves together so that they can return back to our class and engage with the rest of us. So I really don't force my students to go to the chill out area. I teach it as an opportunity for them to get themselves together that would be beneficial, not just for the class, but for them as well. I really like cool downs because it gives you another level of intervention to use with your disruptive student. Consequence number 3, one-on-one meetings. One-on-one meetings are when I talk to the student about their behavior, and I keep it very brief, maybe 3 to 5 minutes at the most. If I can do it quickly after the behavior, that's fine. If I have to wait later in the day, that's okay as well. You kind of have to judge that for yourself. You definitely don't want to try to do a one-on-one in the middle of that disruptive behavior because it may give them attention, it may reinforce the behavior. So you want to wait till the behavior dies down. And then what you can do is you have this one-on-one meeting where you ask questions. What happened? Why did it happen? What can you do differently? And then you're able to give your feedback and advice as well. What I suggest you do is you put on the hat of an advocate when you're talking to the student. That helps you to keep your voice tone clear. That helps to take the anger and the judgment out of your delivery. And that way, the student is more likely to listen and follow your advice. Consequence number 4, reflection sheet. A reflection sheet is something that you can buy at a teacher's paid teacher store, or you can get it online, or you can create your own. Once again, this can be used with multiple grade levels. For the lower grade levels, I would really use images and pictures, maybe have them draw something out. As they get older and they're able to write sentences, then that's where you would give them, describe this or write about this. I like reflection sheets for a couple of reasons. Number one is great documentation that you may need to use later or share with the parent. I also like it because it forces the student to really think about what they're doing and why they're doing it. I like to keep my reflection sheets to about 4 questions. What happened? Why did it happen? What could I have done differently? And what you can do, you meaning the teacher, to help. And I find that that really covers all the bases that I need to help the student with this particular behavior. So you may have noticed that the 4 consequences that I shared were not punitive, and that was by design, because at the end of the day, consequences are really not about punishing the student. It's about hopefully deterring the student from repeating the behavior again. So these consequences are really geared to help students make the connection between their behavior and how it affects them in the classroom. And it's also to get them to start thinking about what are some other choices that I can make. So I hope the consequences I shared were helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. See you soon.